Among the many bills debated by state lawmakers at the Capitol today, a proposal that would require peace officers to clearly identify themselves by banning face coverings, sparking divided opinions. As people in Seattle get ready for the 2026 FIFA World Cup with construction starting at Lumen Field, Spokane is getting some time in the spotlight to host multiple Seattle soccer matches before then.
We remain under a KREM 2 weather impact alert for patchy, dense fog across the inland northwest.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News at 5 tonight. I'm Mark Hanrahan. We kick things off tonight in the state capitol where lawmakers debated many bills, including Senate Bill 5855, which sparked some divided opinions. The proposal would require peace officers to clearly identify themselves by banning face coverings. KREM 2's Regan Gallo tracked that debate from Spokane tonight. Regan, what'd you find?
Well, Senate Bill 5855 aims to ban face coverings such as opaque masks, garments, or other items that conceal or obscure the face and identity of law enforcement officers.
Strong reactions were heard from both supporters and opponents.
We understand that public trust is important.
This clearly to me is political grandstanding.
Senate Bill 5855 reads, a law enforcement officer shall not wear a facial covering while interacting with the public and the performance of their duties. It is sponsored by 27 senators, including Spokane Senator Marcus Riccelli.
They know who they're interacting with, and they cannot shield their identities.
Documents show the bill only excludes officers that are authorized for undercover operations or SWAT officers wearing necessary protective gear. Senators in the room stated this bill is about safety and transparency, and it is not just related to immigration's enforcement.
We are seeing individuals who are in unmarked vehicles, not identifying themselves, abducting American citizens, legal permanent residents, people that are here lawfully, that it is our right to know who we're interacting with and why.
Opponents say the bill overlooks the safety concerns law enforcement faces in the line of duty.
So they deserve to feel safe when they're doing their jobs too. ICE agents or other federal agents aren't from some other country. They're our people too.
Senator Nikki Torres warned this bill could expose officers to lawsuits, adding that amid a budget deficit, it could only increase costs for the state.
If I take my philosophical hat off, we're looking at our budget or we're trying to balance our budget. This is only going to make it worse.
This summer, the Spokane Police Department updated its protocol with the increase in immigration enforcement and agents concealing their identities. SPD policy says officers can respond to calls and may check credentials to check if a federal agent is legitimate, but if verified, they cannot interfere with federal law enforcement operations.
We will respond to these calls if you're afraid, if you don't believe this is a legitimate action, if you don't believe that these are authentic federal agents, to call.
And today, the bill cleared its first major hurdle, advancing to the Rules Committee, an important gatekeeper that will decide if the bill reaches the Senate floor. For now, I'm reporting in the newsroom. Regan Gallo, KREM 2 News.
All right, Regan, thank you very much. Let's take a live look outside right now at I-90 near Medical Lake, where, as you can see, or maybe not so well, the fog continues to linger across the area. Look at that shot right now. Get a better idea of conditions tonight. All right, on that note, let's get right outside to Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Legoo. Jeremy, you are once again under a KREM 2 weather impact alert for that dense fog because it's sticking around at least for tomorrow for some time, right?
Yeah, Mark, check out downtown. This tells a pretty good story here. Downtown looking pretty good. 34 degrees with clouds sitting above us. But you saw Medical Lake. It takes just a short drive to find some patchy, very dense fog. That's why we're under dense fog advisories through tomorrow morning. Deer Park, down to about a half mile. Similar story out in Airway Heights. Down in the Palouse, quarter of a mile. Moses Lake, quarter of a mile. Ritzville, seeing those visibilities drop. It is likely going to get worse, just like what we saw last night. More widespread fog across much of the inland northwest, but there is slight model indication that by tomorrow afternoon, we should start to see a few breaks in the action. Maybe even a little bit of sun later in the day. But things stay cold. Overnight, we fall back into the 20s, so it's another round of patchy freezing fog. The ground is still pretty thawed, so we don't have major freezing concerns. However, you could encounter a couple of icy spots tomorrow morning. By tomorrow afternoon, we are back above freezing, mid-30s across the region as the sun starts to poke back out. Saturday, Sunday, looking like we have sunshine in the forecast, and it stays slightly warmer because of it.
It's good, Jeremy. We'll check back in with you later in the show. Well, the Seattle Reign FC announcing it will be playing 3 games at One Spokane Stadium this upcoming season. Reign FC is playing in Spokane on Wednesday, March 25th against the Kansas City Current, March 28th against Racing Louisville FC, and Saturday, April 4th against Denver Summit FC. For more information, just head to our website. That's KREM.com. And as people in Seattle get ready for the 2026 FIFA World Cup with construction starting at Lumen Field, Spokane is getting some time in the spotlight to host multiple Seattle soccer matches before then. KREM 2's Connor McAvoy tells us what soccer fans can expect to see both on and off the pitch.
Anticipation.
Spokane has had soccer fever for a while.
Is fueling soccer fans all across eastern Washington ahead of One Spokane Stadium hosting the Seattle Sounders in March as they compete in the CONCACAF Champions Cup. This, the Sounders website says, hasn't happened in the Lilac City in more than 20 years. The reason comes from Lumen Field undergoing several construction projects as they get ready to host the 2026 FIFA World Cup come summertime. All the while, the Sounders and Seattle Reign will have a new home to play games in the spring while that prep continues.
It's amazing for our destination.
CEO Visit Spokane Rose Noble says Spokane playing host to the teams will boost the local economy for soccer fans all over the state and beyond.
It's going to provide an opportunity for locals who might not be able to have the chance to travel, to the west side to see a game, and an opportunity for visitors that are happening upon Spokane.
A chance to see games and a chance for the city of Spokane to take part in the World Cup in a unique way. Noble says Spokane was chosen by FIFA to host a base camp come time for the World Cup. This means one of the soccer teams would use Spokane as their practice base when getting ready to prepare for games in Seattle. The opportunity came through a partnership with Visit Spokane, the city, and county. Right now, Noble says that depends on one of the teams choosing Spokane to be the spot for their facility. Additionally, Spokane is also one of 9 cities in the state that is set to have fan zone sites for the World Cup. It could include live music and food for people wanting to watch the games.
To have Spokane included in any level at the FIFA 26 capacity is really exciting.
Really exciting as fans wait for the Sounders to play at One Spokane Stadium against a team that's yet to be determined on March 18th. Reign fans can expect several games hosted there as well, with dates of matches announcing later this month. All the while, Noble hopes folks coming in out of town enjoy the perks Spokane has to offer, adding that tourism is a major part in what makes the city and local businesses successful.
And we want residents to understand that tourism is economic development, and we want to make sure we grow it sustainably. But without visitors coming in and spending other money, there's not a lot of these restaurants and amenities that might happen on just local support. So
Connor McAvoy, KREM 2 News.
And part of our
We still have plenty more news to cover here on KREM 2 News at 5 tonight. Coming up after the break, the Trump administration meets with Venezuelan opposition leader Maria Corina Machado. What she hopes to accomplish while the Trump administration backs the current leader of the country. Then in 7 minutes, we take you live to Pullman tonight for a preview of tonight's Gonzaga WSU basketball game. Stay with us. We're back after a quick break.